Morning. It's a peaceful morning. Actually, I hate to start off with videos weird, but my mother-in-law passed away a couple hours ago. But it's a good thing. She's finally at peace. It's 2.5 years. 2.5 years and basically in assisted living with health issues, and the end was just not good. The COVID lockdown, my wife basically, they couldn't see her for the past few months, and her health was bad. So we're actually very thankful at this point. A lot of peace. I think there's a peaceful feeling out here this morning. That's a weird way to start the video, I know, but just where I am mindset-wise today. So anyways, we're going to talk about watering. We're going to talk about watering in the summertime and the droughts. And there's a rule of thumb out there that says you water heavy once a week. You put down 1 inch of water and you drive your water down to your roots. I'm going to tell you why that doesn't work for most people. So hold on. Hey guys, here's the important thing. My background, when I was young, I grew up on golf courses, and I was very fortunate not to only play a lot of golf, but to know the superintendent and the upper people up there, where I was able to actually work on the course and get involved with the golf courses. And one of the things I learned is that you treat your grass just like any other plant. So if I'm out here in my garden and I see something wilting, what do? I water it. If I have, like as an example, my trees and bushes over here, they really don't need a lot of water. I let Mother Nature take care of that. But I have a lot of potted plants over here. And you know what? Because of the circumstance, the surrounding environment of those plants, I've got to water them almost every day because they're in a pot, the sun beats down on them. So there's a circumstance, there's an environmental issue that impacts that, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So hold on. All right, so finally, this year has been actually a great year for rain. It's like every few days we're getting a thunderstorm or we're getting too much rain. We finally hit the situation where we need rain. It's hot. It's 95 to 97 degrees. There's no rain in the forecast. This is like 7 to 10 days where we probably won't have any rain. Thankfully, I just put out growth regulator on most of the lawns. So what does the growth regulator do? The growth regulator sort of slows down the energy usage and helps grass tolerate stress environments better. So I put up a video on that. It's real important that you watch that video if you're thinking about using it, because you really only use that when your lawn is the way you want it. But it does help grass sort of deal with some of these drought conditions a little bit better. There's not a lot of energy being used in vertical growth, so it can help. But I'm going to give you a couple examples. So my lawn slopes downhill. So it kind of slopes downhill and then it comes back up to the pool. Well, this area down here, the water collects and that stays really moist. But up by the house over here, there's a lot of construction debris and it dries out really quick. So I have to tune that station a little bit differently than I would normally. My putting green, and putting greens in general, I don't even think you can see it today. The sun's starting to hit it, but my putting green, and putting greens in general, they're very sandy soils. They can be up to 70% sand content, and the grass is, tiny, tiny, tiny. There's really no thatch layer on there. So putting greens usually are watered minimum once a day, if not up to 3 times a day. So putting greens need to be treated a little bit differently. Again, a different circumstance, a different environmental impact. So I only have one spot on my yard since we installed the new irrigation system that still is a little bit of a problem. So you see that big tree right there? Well, that tree, the roots absorb all the water around this area, and I don't have a sprinkler head over there. So in this one corner of my yard over here, I don't have irrigation. I have one over here, but it really doesn't reach over there. So that starts to brown out and sort of it doesn't burn out, it just starts to go a little bit dormant when we get dry heat stress. But the rule of thumb in general, the rule of thumb that everyone passes along is 1 inch of water per week on your lawn. And that's an okay rule for most people. However, what I've learned is that when you get into these drought situations, for me, I'll tell you what works best. I would rather come out and do a short water on all my stations almost every morning. So what I'll do is I'll come out, so this hilly area that drains, I may run that 12 minutes. The lower area, I may only run 8. The putting green I have set for 3 minutes because I know I'm going to come back later in the day. The back area near my fence, I have that for about 7 minutes. My front, I have a 10 minute, an 8 minute, and a 4 minute over by my trees over there. So every area varies a little bit based on the conditions. I just don't set all my stations the same. Okay guys, so let's go over some simple rules for summer drought watering. Number 1, I recommend that you try the traditional method of a heavy, deep watering. Now, especially if you've got fescues, but with Bermuda, give it a try. So in other words, go out there and try a heavy, deep watering. If that's not working for you, you can try my pattern, which is short waterings. Early in the morning, come out and water everything every single day for a short water pattern. For me, that works better for me. The longer patterns just don't fix my hot spots, and I just can't get enough water down deep because of construction debris, because of roots, or whatever it is. So for me, the short watering pattern based on each individual station and its own personality. So you have to understand, you just can't set all your stations to the same in most cases. You have to go over and look and see if there's any circumstances or conditions that are going to make you change that time. That's important. So I've got a little hot spot down here. There's a little, I think it's probably a soil drainage, a septic drainage area. And it's a little like 10-foot circle that has a tendency to burn out. Now sometimes in the afternoon, I'll come out with a hose and I'll just soak that area because I know that's one of my problem spots. What used to be a problem spot for me is right over here. So right over here, there were big trees over here with big roots that would take this hill. And of course, I'm on the hillside. The water doesn't set there. It actually runs off, and there's a lot of roots there and construction debris. So I used to have to come over, and I used to have to hit that a lot with extra water. Now that we have the irrigation system back here and Barb cut down some of these trees, it's really not that big of an issue. So one thing you can do during this drought period, there isn't a whole bunch you really want to put down during a drought besides water. However, the one thing you can put down right now, which is beneficial actually, is human char. So today, I think I'm going to put out, I cut the golf green this morning. I think I'm going to put out some human char back here. And let me explain why this is good for your lawn during a drought. So, I'm going to show you human char pellets. So these are human char pellets right here. Human char is basically mostly carbon. It has humic acid and biochar inside of it. But the wonderful thing about carbon, let me put up a microscopic picture of carbon. When you add this to your lawn, you're actually putting a little coating on top of the soil, but what it does is it'll naturally absorb and hold water. So biochar will actually hold moisture and hold water inside your soil even when it gets really baked. It'll hold it twice as long. The other thing it does is it's a little house for microbes and bacteria. So normally if you have a drought, your bacteria are going to die off, your microbial activity. But if you put human char down, you're putting biochar, carbon, and it gives them a place to hide. It's like a little shelter. So you're putting billions and billions and billions of little shelter places for soil microbes inside your soil as well too. Now, of course, you're doing a lot of watering, so it'll hold on to nutrients, keep the nutrients from leaching away, make it but still available to the plant. So I'm telling you, this is the one thing you can do during the season, the hot, dry season. You can put out human char every 2 weeks if you want, doesn't matter. Remember, there's no nutrients. You can put it out with any other treatment. You can put it on any kind of lawn. You can put it out any time of year. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put out some Humichar. It's going to be a scorcher today. I can tell you that now. This is kind of funny. I don't know if you can see that or not. I call it my Rolling Stone green pepper. It has like a Rolling Stone tongue on it. Hey, look at that thing. Isn't that kind of cool? Man, my green pepper plants are just going crazy right now. Each one of these green pepper plants probably has about 3 or 4 peppers I need to harvest. And I've got, 8 plants? So Barb's going to be eating some green peppers. So we used Humichar back here in our gardens as well, too. Absolutely stunning results. I really want to caution you about using just about anything else when you're in these drought conditions. So this is where I am right now on my lawn. We're 1/2 inch, just light waterings early in the morning. The green's doing okay. We're working on a bunch of stuff out here. But I really want to caution you about using just about any other product right now. If you've got this 95 to 100 degree temperature, you've got no rain, you're just going to sort of back off a little bit. You can put down, if you haven't put down fertilizer, you can put down a light coat of PGF Complete, but Humichar, absolutely. You can pound down the Humichar. This is a great time of the year. You can't really put down anything else. Maybe if you have some insects or worms or something, put down some Duicide, but you can pound down the Humichar. And that's what we're going to do on these lawns over the next week or so. We're just going to be pounding down some Humichar on them. And then just water and just leave them. It's got plenty of food. So see what method works best for you. I would try both. Try a deep water cycle, give it a shot. If that's not working, then try this short water cycle pattern where every morning, early, 5 a.m. or whenever, get out here and give that lawn a little bit of water. It works for me, and it's about the only way that I can manage to keep a perfect lawn. That's about it, guys. Hit subscribe, and hope you have a good day. Hopefully the rest of my day will be good and peaceful. Talk to you later. Doc.